Revenge films.
My name's Sarah Thompson. I'm 27 years old, single, and I'm an office worker. I'll be telling you all this story about a situation that I witnessed not too long ago. It's a bit of a derogatory story, but if you're willing to listen to it, then please do. This story takes place after our team at work was able to successfully overcome a particularly busy and difficult work project. In order to celebrate finishing this project, our team was to hold a drinking party. So we did, at a restaurant near our office. And that's when something unbelievable happened.
Here's to everyone's great work on this project. Thanks to everyone's effort, we were able to successfully finish this important project. So thank you again for all your hard work.
Our boss was giving us his speech when...
Sir, enough about your speech already. Let's all hurry up and toast so that we can drink like crazy already.
Mo, a coworker of mine, had interrupted him quite rudely. With his rude interruption, our whole team went silent for a second. My coworker Mo was always a troublemaker. Although he wasn't the hardest working person on our team, or the best employee on our team, he had a tendency to look down on others. He was told off many times for his bad behavior at work, but he never listened or learned from his mistakes. So people just started to stay out of his way in order to not get caught up with him. Especially the women in our team were treated poorly by Mo.
Why do married women even come back to work? Your body might be here, but your head's full of all the housework you have to do at home once you get back, right? Then what's the point of coming back to work? All you probably do is think about what you need to make for dinner tonight. You can't even get any work done properly. If you can't juggle both things, why don't you just stay at home and become a homemaker?
Even though he was told off so many times to check his attitude and to not make rude comments about others like this, he still would. Especially because of the sexual harassment comments he would make towards women, Mo was seen as the biggest enemy of all the women in our team. That's why, usually, if we were to organize a drinking party in our team, Mo would most likely never be invited. But this time around, because our boss had asked us to all get together in order to celebrate, Mo made sure to be here too. As Mo had interrupted our boss's speech, our boss decided to wrap things up and have us all toast. We all toasted a little awkwardly to successfully having finished our project. Even though our drinking party had only just started, because of how Mo had interrupted our boss earlier, the atmosphere was really awkward. We tried to move things along, but when the first dish came and we were doing our best to plate the dish for everyone, Mo butted in again.
It's really women that should be the ones serving food to the men, right? That only seems right.
But obviously, that comment didn't go down well with the women at the restaurant. If you want food, then go get it yourself. And if you want someone to get your food for you, then ask for it politely. The women here aren't here to act as your mother and spoon feed you. I knew that that's what all the women here wanted to say to his face, but none of us said anything because we wanted to keep the peace. But Mo didn't seem to notice that we were all already irritated by his remarks, and he went on.
Tonight's drinking party is mostly for us men on the team, right? After all, the women on our team don't work overtime, and all they ever do is say they have to go home early in order to look after their kids. So they really didn't do much for us to have successfully finished this project. Women really have it easy, don't they?
Like this, he kept going on and on about how much better men were than women. It was still the beginning of the drinking party, but still, all the women were already feeling like they didn't want to be here on the account of Mo making this dinner one big woman-belittling event. I was like all the other women on our team, and usually did my best in order to stay clear of Mo. So I didn't know for sure if he truly was as bad as the others said he was. But in this moment, I came to know that all the rumors about him were true, and that he really did seem like a horrible person whose only mission was to bring those around him down, especially women. Just thinking about how horrible of a person he was made me irritated. I also came to find out that recently he had been seeing a woman that wasn't the most pleasant to be around. Apparently, she wouldn't pull her own weight in their relationship, and that he was annoyed at that.
But she has a pretty face and a crazy sexy body, so it's nice to have her by my side when we go out. But other than that, she really isn't that great of a woman. On top of that, she's been with so many men up until now, so honestly, her down there is pretty loose. I guess I'll just have my fun with her, and when I'm done, I'll just find a new girl to hang out with.
He said these things in such a loud voice while sitting on the same table as us women on the team, so there was no way we wouldn't hear what he had just said. It was at that moment that I had really had enough. so I was going to say something back to him when another coworker of mine, Kate, who's the same age as Mo, calmly opened her mouth. Do you realize by saying those things about others, you're only making yourself look bad?
What are you talking about, Kate?
Maybe it's not that your girlfriend's loose down there. Maybe it's that you're just too small to satisfy her. With that comment of hers, everyone at the restaurant froze.
You're not making any sense, Kate!
Oh, did I not make it clear enough for you? I think everyone else here understood exactly what I just said. But I guess for someone as slow as you, what I said just now was too hard to understand. With that, Kate put a single chopstick in the empty beer glass sitting in front of Mo. No one could understand what Kate's action meant, but then she started to explain. Look at this here. Even with a small glass like this, if you're to put a single thin chopstick into it, there's still so much free space, right? In this case, the glass represents your girlfriend, and the chopstick represents you. You get what I'm saying now. With that, Kate started to move the chopstick around inside the glass, making clinking noises with it and grinning.
You're disgusting, Kate! Those are things that we used to eat and drink with. Stop using those things to explain such crude behavior. You are truly a woman of no taste, aren't you, Kate?
What are you going on about, Mo? I told you what I was saying to you politely the first time, but you couldn't understand that because of your perverted brain. That's why I had to show you what I meant like this to get it through to you. I understood quickly that my first explanation for you was too difficult for you to understand. That's why I decided to stoop down to your level in order to explain in easier terms to you what I meant. That should technically make me a feminine woman that's understanding and caring, right?
You're being ridiculous!
That's when another coworker of mine, Sherry, also chimed in.
That makes so much sense. After all, Mo's hands are so small. He asked me the other day to compare hand sizes with him, but I clearly remember his fingers being so much shorter than mine, which can only mean one thing, you know.
With that, Mo's face started to turn bright red.
None of what either of you are saying makes any sense. Size on one's hands has nothing to do with anything, especially not anything down there.
He was as red as a tomato now, and it definitely wasn't because of the alcohol, because he hadn't had that much to drink yet. Sherry knew that what she had said had an effect on him, so she continued.
But I heard the other day that the size of a man's down there was 3 times the size of his finger. So if your fingers are that short, then it would mean that you're not packing down there. And if it's small while it's soft, it'd still be pretty small when it's hard, right?
That's...
With that, Mo was on the brink of tears. With what both Kate and Sherry had said to Mo, all the annoyed feelings us women had towards him seemed to disappear, and all the women on the team seemed as though they could hardly keep their laughter in. Later, it turns out that Sherry wasn't trying to have a go at Mo, but that she had just wanted to support what her friend Kate had said earlier. Either way, both Kate and Sherry's comments that night made everything so much better for us women. After Sherry's comments made Mo's face turn bright red, Kate held up her glass. Well, with that out of the way, I'd like to make another toast. She continued, here's to Mo, hopefully finding a woman that's as small as him down there, so they can live happily together forever. Cheers! With that, everyone was brought together in laughter and toasted for the second time. After that, we were all able to enjoy ourselves, like we were always supposed to do at this drinking party. As for Mo, though, he had sunk into a corner of the room and was quiet for the next 10 minutes or so. But then he said,
I just remembered that I need to be somewhere else now.
And with that, he left quietly. Once he left, Kate opened her mouth again. I can't believe men like that still exist. It's like their whole existence revolves around bringing women down. And on top of that, he's in his mid-30s. He's the same age as me. Yet he still says and believes such things like that. I can't believe he doesn't seem to have matured at all. Maybe we should delve into his inability to mature in our next meeting. Oh, wait, no! We should let all the women on this planet know that men like this still exist. How embarrassing would that be for him? If you were to put something up about him on the internet, then for sure a lot of people would learn about him and his rude way of thinking. Sarah, that's a great idea. I'll leave that up to you then. And it was precisely that comment of Kate's that urged me to tell you all about this story that I witnessed at my work drinking party. Even recently, there's still a lot of news articles talking about male celebrities and men in positions of power continuing to make rude and sexist comments towards women, saying things like, women don't deserve to come in first place, or that women shouldn't be considered to be elite business people. With such comments, you can see that women's status in terms of not only work, but also our position in society as a whole, still has a long way to go to truly become equal to that of men. It's not an easy issue to fix, and people don't change that easily, unfortunately. Including Mo. Even after that drinking party where he was put in his place, he still continued to make rude remarks about women at work. But every time he'd do such a thing, we'd all just reply to him saying, "Nothing you say changes the fact that you're as small as a tiny chopstick down there." And every time he heard those words leave our mouths, he'd always go running off to cry by himself. So, nowadays, he hasn't stopped completely yet, but I believe he doesn't make as many rude remarks as he used to before. And because of that, it's a little easier for us women to get on with our tasks at the office now, but there's still a long way to go.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.